Started on. It couldn't have started any other way than this. We are going to Omega Dr. Wily. And the music is also a pretty good pick. We're robots. So wait, this is $75. Okay. Get in on it.
Yeah, $75 cash prize on the line. Welcome to the final boss fight, Redeemer Z. He got the password to get here, but now he's got to face the big man himself, the Redding Rockman, JRX.
And like I said before, they're starting on Dr. Wily. Any other place to start. And already we see JRX utilizing a lot of Mega Man's utility to pressure Redeemer Z. Just even with that Leaf Shield, keeping him grounded, already racking up 80%. And Redeemer escaping to the other side, already feeling the pressure.
Yeah, Redeemer Z getting forced off the stage. JRX has been playing like a man possessed, especially as of late. Remember, third place finisher last night at Codename Bears, 173. And with his recent string of results, you got to think, I mean, this is a man who's starting to realize his potential slowly but surely. And though Mega Man, of course, as a character, has his shortcomings, JRX is more than familiar with them, and he's been more than capable of working around them. And you got to think that this is starting to be potential realized here as he's going for that back air. However, Redeemer Z, he's been around the scene for a little bit longer than he'd like to admit, but the experience, shows, Mini Boss.
Absolutely. You see him doing those high recoveries, which will give. Oh no!
Oh wow! Oh,
giving himself a little bit of trouble there, I was about to say, but Redeemer Z accidentally losing his stock. He's got to be utilizing those uppy conversions back on stage a little more skillfully than that.
It is a best of 5, so he does have a little bit of room to wiggle around, but you can't really afford mistakes, especially against a man who's truly in form like JRX. Got it. Oh, right into the side B, that revitalized side B that has gotten new life, to say the least, in Smash Ultimate. And right off the side, he gets wally-whopped right off into the blast zone.
Absolutely. You do not need a combo to set that up at all, even at those high percentages. It could kill even when the numbers are getting into Maroon stage. But we see a little bit of a combo here from Redeemer, using nairs and down tilts very effectively, and effectively closing the damage gap and putting the pressure on JRX. He's starting to fumble.
He's not letting him breathe. I mean, Mega Man is a character that kind of needs his space, so might as well keep the pressure on. And Rob, of course, you're not really this isn't going to be the most fast-paced match in the world. Almost catches him with the gyro.
Nice.
And beautiful read on the roll get-up and into the up smash. Now Redeemer Z finds himself into the lead after a slow start, taking 2 straight stocks, only suffering 54 percentage points worth of damage, Mini Boss.
Absolutely. He did not let that accidental SD get to him. He's showing that he will be our best hope of stopping the Rogue Maverick here today. Again, falling in with Nair, but JRX quickly catching it, and JRX finally getting back in stride as well. So we will see a pretty heated battle on these final stocks. Oh, as he is living, though, but still suffering, trying to get back to the stage. Finally does, but he chalked up a lot of damage already at 143, and Mega Man is a heavy hitter at times, so you got to watch out.
Throwing out those lasers, however, I mean, you gotta make sure that he's in shield at all times so you can get those grabs and really utilize as much as you can of Redeemer Z's offense, of Rob's offense.
And that was pristine use of the up B, just letting Mega Man throw out those options, realizing what JRX was trying to go for, reading those options and getting back pretty safely. But he is not safe from that back air, making this a one-stock game.
Yeah, that back air. He knows how to... It's so calculated, almost robotic, appropriately enough, how he uses that back air but then gets it unstale just in time to unleash the kill. And it's been beautiful watching him play that. And honestly, the mental aspect of the game might just finally be coming about for JRX. However, Redeemer Z playing a little bit of chess there, and checkmate, says the challenger to the final boss of the Philly Boss Rush, JRX. Redeemer Z going up 1-0 in this best-of-5 clip.
Yeah, you saw Redeemer Z have a little bit of whiffs there, a little bit of missed punishes, but like the robotic mind of Rob, he is not letting that get to him. He is going forward like a machine to challenge the best machine out there right now, JRX. And we will see if they stick with Wily Castle throughout the set, or we're going to get a little more variety here in the stage picks. If $75 are on the line, I want some stage benefits, so I would imagine they were going somewhere else right now.
It makes you wonder, and it will be the counter pick of JRX, who is so, I mean, to say that it's a surprise that he is playing so well, that's not fair to either him or anyone else who's been watching the streams for so long, just because they know of what this man is capable.
Right.
But at the same time, the fact that it's really coming into full bloom right about now is really the biggest shock of anything else, especially as we have prominent names coming up through the scene and starting to make waves on the national scale. People like Juice, people like Blazing Pasta,
right?
And obviously, people like Vex Kazrani, who are names that are coming back, as well as Xax, who made his Codename Bears debut.
Yeah, he's back. That was really awesome. And like you said, we do have veterans, but then we also have a lot of good newcomers coming in from the past couple of years as well. So Philly is very vibrant, very active scene. And speaking of active, both characters here, both players really active, already keeping themselves pretty even so far. JRX edging a little bit more on stage, keeping the pressure on with those Zair drops with the Metal Blade. And Redeemer just trying to find his way in with lasers. Finally does with a good Nair Fair combo. And he's JRX looking to use those lemon shots, or those pellets, whatever you want to call them. Ooh, good little gimp with the leaf shield. Redeemer quick to respond, back and forth, really back and forth here.
He sure does love that leaf shield, and it's a good tool with which to approach. You got to make up for a somewhat of a lack of speed somehow, and that's how JRX does it. He's again such a calculating player, and you got to think that he would have anticipated that side B coming out. But Redeemer Z, he's been mixing them up pretty well throughout this match, so can't blame him from getting caught there.
Yeah, especially on Smashville, it is. In no comparison to WarioWare, still relatively small stage. So you got to be really fearful of that, even around like 80 or 90. As he perfect shields and gets those.
Well, I mean, compared to WarioWare, my house is like the Taj Mahal.
True,
but,
true.
That's,
but I mean, like, this stage was the Demon in Smash 4, but Demon being right now JRX, evening up the stock gap here. But Redeemer just using that side B even out just to push JRX off the stage, which is critical in JRX's gameplay right now.
Mix it up,
catch double snipe!
Gyro!
Oh my god!
The Butcher of Lawrence Street sharpening his cleaver and chopping away JRX's second stock.
The double snipe with gyro and laser, utilizing all of Rob's toolkits to take out Mega Man and force him on this final stock, and to put Redeemer Z possibly up 2 games on him. And JRX has to be very fearful after feeling that.
Yeah, Redeemer Z already up 1-0 and
wow,
he's in very real danger. He's going to have to do a reverse 3-0 here. Redeemer Z has been on a roll and catches him once again. However, makes it back.
Oh my god, the great use of the crash bomb and the gyro to cover the aerial get back. That was an insane little back and forth.
Yeah, amazing off the ledge play. The up smash once again, the coup de grace for game number 2. And Redeemer Z, 1 game away from a big $75 cash prize here.
I'm not going to list names, but a lot of people were counting out Redeemer Z pretty early back here. I was sort of one of them. I want Redeemer to win, but on paper, it looked like JRX was going to win. He has proven everybody wrong here. This is insane.
I mean, he's been proving people wrong ever since he came here. He's a man who's
doubt.
very hard on himself and very motivated to succeed. This is made evident by anyone who's played against him or anyone who's worked with him, even in the most peripheral of manners like myself as a commentator. But he is such a motivated individual as we go to Pokemon Stadium 2 for game number 3 that he expects only the best for himself. And when you have the spotlight shown upon you all those years in the lab working and grinding, all of that's going to come to light eventually. And if it just so happens to be at the Philly Boss Rush with $75 on the line, then so be it, Mini Boss.
Yeah, and we do see JRX activating a little bit of rage mode here, going with the red Mega Man this time, possibly learning something from Redeemer that time and showing a color swap to signify that he is going to be on top of Redeemer Z this time around. So far, pretty even. A little bit of the same. We see Redeemer using that same get-back recovery, go up high and then fake back down low. But JRX finally pressuring off to the side as he deals out a back air to snuff out Redeemer Z's first stock.
And just like that, it's in the favor of JRX. However, Redeemer Z has him off stage. He's been having a hard time and disadvantage this whole matchup. Redeemer Z exerting stage control like a shogun over his territory, and there is no wresting it away from Redeemer Z, it seems like, if you're Mega Man, who really does kind of rely on being on that stage in neutral for quite some time.
And again, we see great pressure from the gyro, not getting the ledge hit that Redeemer was hoping for. And again, JRX just using that opportunity to pressure him off the right side here. It has been just the same story. The first stock might be the second, but Redeemer seems quick to reverse it with 2 fairs, pressuring off to the left. Whoa!
Oh
uses
my!
Rush! The dog betrayed its master!
Oh no, Rush, how could you? Such a good boy!
I guess Rob has some kibbles and bits in those little storage compartments in the front.
I don't know why I said neutral instead of advantage. I will. Sometimes you just get your words mixed up. But regardless of that, it's JRX trying to wrest control of this match, of this set, excuse me, away from Redeemer Z. Hard knuckle spikes him. JRX, has he been awoken here by the challenge of Redeemer Z? That's not going to plant, not at this percentage.
Yeah, he realizes this is his last shot to prove that the swap to going Maverick was the right call. And so he is dealing it all out, letting it all loose, letting it all hang on the line here. JRX, again, pressure Redeemer off to the right side. Actually, a little bit of reversal. Chasing down Redeemer Z, not letting him use gyro at all. Keeping close, so laser, if he shields it, would be a bad option as well because he'll get a free punish out of it.
Got a little antsy on the back air. It allowed Redeemer Z to retake advantage, but back to neutral we go, and playing a little bit of footsies. There's a lot of respect between these two. Let's not get that twisted. But at the same time, still relatively aggressive given the nature of these two characters. And just like that, the hard knuckle, JRX catching, throwing those mechanical hands. Redeemer Z catching them to his detriment. And right now, JRX, he catches himself a win, but it's 2-1, and Redeemer Z has the counter pick. Yeah,
he's not going out silently tonight, or today, whatever time we started this. But as we see the second pick here for Redeemer for stages, we'll see how this new JRX unfolds. He's got his groove back, so Redeemer, it's essentially a whole new game for him.
JRX, you could tell he's thinking quite a bit here. He's not really sure what he wants to, how he's going to pull this back. You can see the doubt sort of starting to set in. But then again, Redeemer Z, he's been given something to think about. What is the win condition for JRX, generally speaking here? I mean, obviously don't get thrown off a stage, don't get forced off.
Right.
But, I mean, to the means to that end.
It's essentially you got to just rush down Rob. You have to keep pressure on him. You got to build that damage. And even though it does feed him a little bit, less so than Smash 4, it's still the same weakness that he had there. He really has to keep pressuring him. Projectiles will aid in that a lot, but relatively speaking, with Crash Bomb, Metal Blade, and the Tornado as well, as Redeemer was showing to go high with recoveries, so long as he keeps that projectile pressure up and then gets those confirms up close, I think the tables will turn and we might see a Game 5 out of this.
And how poetic would that be, Mini Boss? I mean, the whole impetus of this tournament was the fact that JRX lost the last Smash 4 Arcadian after a reverse 3-0 at the hands of Dila, a Ryumane from Jersey, who has since moved on to other characters, I believe. But at the same time, this is one of those things that has haunted JRX, and is the whole reason behind the boss rush. And now he is playing. JRX is back with a vengeance, looking to take his place in the spotlight that, frankly, you can't say he's undeserving, but he feels like it should be his.
Right, and even as we see now, he does have 75. He has to be fearful of the side B from Redeemer, but he is being fearless. He's going in on Redeemer like he needs to get that damage and get those kills. It might sound apparent, but really that's how you have to pressure Redeemer Z, Rob, actually, going forward.
Shields the, JRX. Playing not going too far off stage, but then again showing a willingness to challenge Rob off the ledge. Kind of what you have to do. Although I think Redeemer Z knows better than to think that, oh yeah, this Mega Man, of course he's going to go out, going where Eagles dare, trying to back air me. But Redeemer Z, he's this ain't his first rodeo. Let's just say that. Yeah,
he's getting traction on stage, which is where Rob's excel at with those really extensive combos that rack up a lot of damage. So JRX needs to pressure off stage with projectiles and then try to move in with projectiles and then get those hard hits up close. Redeemer Z trying to fight his way back on main stage. He finds his way there, but JRX, and again, quick back air forces him out, and using the likes of the down air as well as projectiles to keep the pressure on. Back air again, really close call on that second to last stock.
JRX throwing out a lot of back airs, and it's I don't know if this is a conditioning sort of thing or if he really is just trying to go for the kill, but again, that is going to stale and maybe not get the knockback that he wants. Redeemer Z still alive at 151.
Yeah, in terms of knockback, it's his best option, but with how frequent, like you said, he is using it, it's going to stale and it's not going to kill that often, and that might give Redeemer the chance to turn the tide of battle here.
Maybe just missing his spots one too many times. He's going to pummel and back throw. Not quite going to kill. At 179, Redeemer Z hanging on by the edge of his wiring here. The leaf shield to pressure.
Going down low again to avoid the projectiles. He has Metal Blade, but he does let loose. Gyro goes flying, and so does Redeemer Z. He is on final stock until the 2-2 situation unfolds here.
The whirling dervish that is Mega Man's up air takes the second stock off of Redeemer Z, and now JRX finds himself one stock away in prime position to force this Game 5. And what a turn this has been from Games 1 and 2, where it seemed like he could not catch a break. He could not stay on the stage. Redeemer Z forcing himself, imposing his will upon this matchup, and now it's JRX, as you said, putting on the pressure and fighting back. I mean, which one is the final boss here?
I'm not sure, but the utilization of these the projectiles, that crash bomb fadeaway on ledge that we saw just a bit earlier, was just keen showcase of how JRX is keeping Redeemer on his toes with projectiles. He's been pretty forthright with them, but JRX saying, do not underestimate me. I still have tricks up my sleeve.
JRX, again, I mean, he is leaning on that leaf shield like there is no tomorrow, and quite frankly, you kind of have to if you want to get in close.
Right. And JRX again pressuring with the Fire Blade finally coming in, and JRX mounting the resistance against Redeemer Z. We're going to a Game 5.
The fire of the fighting spirit burning within JRX. He's blazing his path to Game 5, looking to deny Redeemer Z the final boss victory. So looking to solidify his takeover, his arrival on the Philadelphia scene. The Reading Rockman JRX ties it up at 2 apiece. Looks like they might be going to Final Destination. He's thinking about, oh, wait a second, music counter pick.
Always, you know, always important.
Welcome to the new meta, ladies and gents, and however you identify, quite frankly.
Silence hushes over the crowd as they pick the music, which will be Cruel Smash?
Interesting.
Okay.
I mean, and how cruel would it be for JRX making this comeback and then losing it at the hands of Redeemer Z, who, again, both of these players have their motivation, but it's all going to be settled here. A climax has arrived. Redeemer Z, who, again, found that password and beat so many of the Philadelphia area bosses in money matches to get himself here. fighting off against JRX. This is, in fact, the final destination.
You saw pretty early on there that Redeemer Z was using that fair to try to space out the Leaf Shield. He did get a little bit chipped, but if Redeemer Z can read that going forward, he might have a better time going against it. He's got to find some traction on the ground, though, because Rob needs those ground combos to chalk up the damage with how quick and how versatile.
Oh
my gosh, he's going so high.
Yeah, that up air just carries you.
Mm-hmm.
Blasted away, and he's not giving him any free rides back onto the stage, is JRX. Maybe he's not getting advantage nearly as easily as he would like, but he's always getting that nickel and dime damage, and of course, you know how it is.
That was so smart. Using the fair to hit into the gyro, got the bounce back, and uses the dare to chalk up a good amount of damage.
But the up air again!
The same mistake! He cannot be doing that.
The winds of change blowing through the laboratory. Mega Man's up air blowing Redeemer Z up and out to take the first stock of game number 5.
We did see, okay, great
but
response.
he takes it right back.
Like the first game, he was keeping his cool and used that side B, that tried and true, to claim the first stock on JRX, keeping it relatively even. But again, JRX mounting pressure. So just pristine utilization of all the projectiles, even in Rob's repertoire. It is just insane how much pressure JRX is laying out, both in the air and on the ground.
Oh my!
Redeemer Z not touching the ground or JRX at all, already near 100%. Finally get some traction in. Let's see if Redeemer Z can come back from that.
I mean, no traction to be had. It's trying to cool Redeemer Z's jets, but on side B, off the side, Redeemer Z. Holy smokes, the Wallywop coming through for the challenger. He is one stock away.
He will not go silently in the night as Redeemer Z gets that stock claim and shows JRX that he is still to be dealt with.
JRX, a formidable foe, if there ever was one, looking to avoid heartbreak once again in a Game 5. This is a newly motivated JRX,
yeah.
But Redeemer Z, his time to shine is now. But look at it take the shine off of that Rob as JRX. He is doing everything he possibly can to space him out, but Redeemer Z is not giving up on that gyro, and that's probably for the best.
Oh my God.
The up tilt! That's going to do it! JRX pulls it out.
Actually going full Maverick and using the move that took him out in the Arcadian, the Shoryuken finisher. And JRX stays on top.
And you got to think, like, a part of that, hats off to Redeemer Z for his performance. But
Absolutely.
Yeah, winning that best of 5 with the Shoryuken, you got to think that's poetic justice, to say the least, for JRX. Proving, once again, I mean, we could have just uncovered a new hidden boss for the Philadelphia area, the Reading Rockman, JRX.
And like you said, hats off to Redeemer, bringing that back after so many sour spots in his both of their performances. Redeemer Z suffered a little worse out of that, but he stayed true. He forced Game 5. He forced final stock. Both of them were sitting pretty even on percentages as well. So he will definitely be someone to be fearful of if he caused the Maverick to utilize something from his past like that.
You can only wonder what is in store in the future for JRX as he comes away from this, defending his title as a hidden boss in the area. He's tired of gatekeeping, and frankly, you can definitely see that in his performance. But folks, coming up next, we have the singles tournament proper for the Philly Boss Rush. So, Mini Boss, I know I'm going to see you on the mic at some juncture. You're definitely going to be seeing me on for top 8. But Deli in the mic on Deli in production, I'm going to ask you one time, my friend, hit him with the ad slides. Codename Bears, that's our tournament every single Friday. It's from December 7th onward. Every single Ultimate Tournament, every single weekly Philadelphia from here at the laboratory is going to be on twitch.tv/ClashTournaments. Give them a follow. Shout outs to Chia. You're the best. But yeah, you know how it is. Holler at us for Codename Bears. We're going to be right back with the singles bracket. I'm BCE Stu, the announcer.
I'm Mini Boss.
Don't go anywhere. Singles action coming up next here at the Philly Boss Rush.